In our director of ceremonies, E.D. Munandi. In absentia, the Honorable Vice President, General Retired Chiwenga, and in absentia, Colonel Retired Vice President Muhadi. The acting Minister of Industry and Commerce, Ambassador Matema. The Minister of State for Harare Metropolitan Province, Honorable Senator Chidao. Other honorable members, ministers who may be present, His Excellency, the Indian Ambassador to Zimbabwe, His Excellency Masakui. Senior government officials who are here, the chairman and board members, chief executive officer, management and staff of Varum Beverages Limited, captains of industry who are present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Before I make my statement, I would like to make some few remarks. I was here in June last year, commissioning the first phase of this beverage plant. And they were producing about 13 million. At the time, I was very impressed. Because of my excitement and the manner in which I expressed my satisfaction, the chairman said that he intended to expand and produce 45 million bottles per month from 13 million. Of course, I was gentleman enough not to say, please, don't lie. I didn't think it was really possible. But it is because of my background, my exposure, I thought what he was saying to me was not really possible. I'll tell you the story of my own mother, who thought certain things were not possible. In 1964, when I came home to see my mother after about 3 years of absence, 2.5 years of absence, I've been out to various countries in Africa, Egypt and China. Then I came home before I entered the country as a guerrilla. I told my mother that she had never flown on an aeroplane because she was a villager. I said, Mama, if you go into a plane, it takes off, goes above the clouds. She was cooking. You know, women cook like that. She was cooking. She looked at me and they continued cooking. Then I said, not only going above the clouds, but it can also be raining. And you can look through the window and see the clouds raining under you, you are above. She stopped the cooking. Then I said, even lightning, you can see the lightning down there when you are above. She stood up, got me by the hand, went out of the kitchen, said, my son, dig a small hole, spit saliva, and they close it. Never, never again tell such lies. You disgrace me among my friends. So I complied. I dug a small pit, spit, and closed. That's our tradition. I did that. It ended there. Never repeat that story again. So I kept going. 20 years later, in 1984, this was 1964. 1984, my niece, my sister's daughter, passed on in Zambia. Then I had a friend in Zambia who sent me a plane to fly to what was called Jameson at the time, in Petauke, in Zambia. Then I took my mother. We boarded the plane at Harare International Airport. So we went above the clouds. I looked at her. I kept quiet. Fortunately, as we were crossing Kabora bus, it began raining. And unfortunately, there was lightning. And I said, Mama, have you seen what has happened? She said, don't worry. That is the state I was, like my mother, when you talked to me 18 months ago. But now I realize that there are so many things which we do not appreciate, which are there in life. We should continue to learn and learn and learn, like the managing director who spoke here and said here at this plant, we continuously allow ourselves to learn. And this should apply to all of us. For instance, in the office of the president, you say by 2030, we want to be a middle income economy or society. That's a vision, or that's a goal. And then you know where you are now. And say, how do we go there? How do we reach there? You find that there are as many ideas as the number of the population in the country as to how to reach that goal. And all these views will come to you. And at the end of the day, you think it should have been better for me to have kept quiet and just worked on knowing where I want to reach, because Zimbabwe is endowed with talented people. To an extent where you don't know which talent to follow. Let me come back to where we are. I'm pleased to have been invited once again here at Varum Beverages to officiate at this event, which marks the official commissioning of 3 new plants, namely new cane manufacturing, new plastic bottle, and preforms manufacturing plants. In 2018, I commissioned a US 30 million bottling plant, and today I congratulate and applaud Varum Beverages for establishing yet another state-of-the-art plant and additional production lines with a total investment of $20 million. This additional investment shows the continued trust and confidence Varum has in doing business in Zimbabwe. As we're going through the technology, the state-of-art technology which has been brought to Zimbabwe, I called His Excellency, the Indian ambassador here, and said, my brother, if you want to see the latest technology in this area, you come to Zimbabwe. You laughed, you didn't tell me why. I believe I'm correct. This technology which is here, which I don't know whether you have been able to be exposed to the latest technology here. Perhaps because I'm a villager, I really admired the technology brought to Zimbabwe. And I think with our policies, we are moving towards the right direction by opening up and allowing investment, protection of investments in Zimbabwe, and creating economic space for business to thrive, and those who have talent among us to be able to exercise their talent. This investment feeds into our National Vision 2030 and complements milestones committed in the 2020 national budget, gearing for higher productivity, growth, and job creation, especially for women and the youth. We've just been told that they have something like 1,500 women, perhaps in the youths, but it was said women, who have been given trolleys and do business on a daily basis, selling products from this place. They're able to earn between $40 and $60 a day. And that is adequate to look after the basic needs of a family. I'm very happy that you have such a program. The state-of-the-art equipment represent new technologies which will ultimately promote production efficiencies and boost export earnings. The current retooling exercises by many in business need to be informed and guided by the desire to harness new and appropriate technologies. The establishment of these plants by Varum Beverages is testimony that Zimbabwe is really open for business and dialogue. As government, we are confident that through such investments, more investors will commit themselves to exploiting opportunities in other sectors of our economy, such as manufacturing and agriculture, mining, tourism, energy, ICT, and general infrastructure development. Just now, as we were seated, we were discussing, we realized that I've been invited here when you were clapping, because the chairman was engaging me. The chairman says, can we find land here, agricultural land? So I want to make it open so that we leave the ball either in my court or in your court. I am saying we have land. Agricultural land belongs to the state, and the head of state is me. So I have said to you, Mr. Chairman, that I'll give you the land you want, free, and make it productive. So the ball is in your court. My government will continue to create an enabling environment to ease the convenience and the cost of doing business, and ensure that the country is a safe, attractive, and competitive investment destination. This drive is already bearing fruits, with the World Bank acknowledging Zimbabwe as one of the top global improvers in 2019. As such, the long-awaited processing and conclusion of Zimbabwe Investment and Development Agency ZIDA bill was passed by Parliament yesterday in Parliament. This will go a long way in facilitating investment and frameworks contained therein, which are aimed at increasing the convenience of those who would want to invest across all sectors of our economy. To our business sector, I urge you to leverage on our engagement and re-engagement policy, which is gaining traction and momentum. In this regard, you must be ready to competently engage with partners from across the world who are eager to visit Zimbabwe. It is pleasing to note that Varum Beverages has embraced the import substitution and local content policies as it produces for both local and international markets. Some of the ingredients, the input into the production here, I've been told, is now being done here. In the past, they used to bring bottles from elsewhere, but now there's a plant that produces those things here, which is import substitution. Congratulations. I urge you to also fully exploit opportunities availed by the devolution policy, which my government is vigorously implementing. I call upon you and other businesses to take full advantage of Zimbabwe's geostrategic location to develop vibrant export strategies. SADC, COMESA, and the African Continental Free Trade Area are markets which Zimbabwean produced products must have a strong presence in those markets. It is thus integral for all sectors to increase inter-organizational liaison and collaboration, in particular through Zimtrade, for this export drive. But I'm so impressed. As we went through, I don't know whether I also went through, there's a huge storeroom. Today's production is so huge, we saw it there. But I'm told that the 1.5 million units produced a day is sold daily. It goes away. Most of it in the domestic market. Despite the expansion by this phase 2, the plant is still unable to feed the domestic market, although they are dividing a percentage for the domestic market and a percentage for the export market. So again, I say, let us have third phase. And I will come, invited or uninvited. Meanwhile, the commissioning of these production lines is timely, as it comes a few weeks before our 2019 festive season, where demand for beverages is very high. We must seize these opportunities presented by the increased demand of beverages during this period. Allow me to acknowledge the support we continue to receive from the Government of India. I had opportunity to discuss with the ambassador. There are so many projects which the Government of India supports, but which we have been sitting on as the Government of Zimbabwe. Those who are sitting on those projects, they know it. Let me tell you that I have now also come to know which projects are being sat on. So please, those who are sitting on these projects, can they move or you get moved? There is critical goodwill from the government and people of India and Prime Minister Modi. The Indian economy by 2030 will rank the third economy in the world, with China number 1, the US number 2, and India number 3. So if Zimbabwe can go to bed with number 3, what else would you want? Let me also recognize and applaud the entrepreneurial spirit of the Indian community in Zimbabwe. It is my hope that this investment will motivate other Indian investors to invest in our great and peaceful country. It is now my singular honor to declare the Varun Beverages new cane manufacturing plant, the new plastic bottle plant, and the new perfumes manufacturing plant officially open. I wish all of you a joyous festive season and a fruitful new year. God bless you all. God bless Zimbabwe. I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think it deserves a bigger round of applause. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, President Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. Move the projects or you will be moved. That's what I got there. On the 13th of June 2018, it was significant in that we officially opened the first phase. But it was also the day that His Excellency the President presented me with a very special memento. I wasn't about to request it. His Excellency the President gave me his scarf, and it is now proudly hanging in my office. I'll show you a picture before you leave, sir, just to show you how much pride I hold that memento. Ladies and gentlemen, would like to thank certain members of our team who have worked hard during the deployment of Phase 2. So we're going to go into an awards ceremony, but before we do that, allow me to acknowledge the presence of Deputy Chief Secretary to Cabinet, and that is Secretary Rushwaya, who is here. Thank you so much for being here and spending this time with us. Your Excellency, I'm going to ask you to please assist us in presenting the certificates to the stellar performers. The certificates are coming. And while we get the team into position, I shall call their names and they'll come. They'll get their certificate and a handshake. No scarf, no scarf. We promised His Excellency that he will leave with his scarf. I can't say much about his jacket or his watch, but he'll leave with his scarf. All right. Your Excellency, are the certificates in place? Okay. All right. So you'll come up here, and then if you could go down there so that we make it a seamless movement. All right. Yes, sir, I think it's more convenient if you come to the front, sir. Let me move to the side so that we can open up some space. All right. Okay. Starting with, thank you so much. Starting with Alan Chigava. Hand it over to His Excellency. Congratulations, Ellen. Next is Newman Mpatso. Next is Bornface Maramba. Your Excellency, you thought that graduation season was over. This is tantamount to capping. Straight through. Congratulations to Becky Mnangagwa. Becky clearly has a fan club. Becky Oye. Congratulations to Philip Ndiridza. Next is Philemon Mudefi. Another one with a big fan club. Beloved Fakarai. You are truly beloved. Your Excellency, our First Lady, Stacey Dube. I said the name and I hoped that it was a lady, because nowadays with these unisex names, you never know. Elton Chirenda. Marian Kalej Gele. Fanwo Gaha. Phyllis Moyera. Faith Gweru. Midlands, go. Samuel Mutwira. Kelvin Mugomba. He's got his jacket on. Ashton Liwayo. The penultimate one is Pitias Dzeka. And the final one, Your Excellency, is Henry Ngorima. A big round of applause for our presentation party led by His Excellency, the President of the Republic. And another big round of applause to all of those who worked so hard to ensure that Phase 3 was completed in time and with excellence. All right, Your Excellency, we would like to thank you for spending this time with us, and we have a small token of appreciation, and I'm going to ask the General Manager, Fungai Mrawa, to please present a small memento and token of appreciation to His Excellency from all of us here at Varun Beverages.